this defensive war commandment was not revealed in 13 years of Meccan period. This commandment of defensive lawful war was revealed in Medina after Holy Prophet's migration to Medina. You should be very clear on this, and I want to make every mind clear on this subject, that the defensive war commandment was revealed in Medina, not in Mecca. But on the other hand, we find 5 verses on jihad. Commandment of jihad was revealed in Meccan period, before migration, when defensive war was totally prohibited, and the companions, in spite of the violence, in spite of the act of brutality, in spite of the act of killing, massacre killing, which were being done by the disbelievers, the criminals of Mecca, against Muslims, they were patient, and they were not allowed to take up the arms just to save their own life. There was no permission of defensive war. Even at that time, 5 commandments of jihad were revealed in Holy Quran. My dear brothers and sisters, I just want to mention so that you may make mental notes. It is Surah Al-Furqan, verse number 52. فَلَا تُطِعِ الْكَافِرِينَ وَجَاهِدْهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا. This verse was revealed in Mecca. مَنْ جَاهَدَ فَإِنَّمَا يُجَاهِدُ لِنَفْسِهِ. This was revealed in Mecca. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. This was revealed in Mecca. 5 verses containing the commandments of jihad were revealed in Mecca. This fact explains the reality and differentiates the between perception and reality. That concept of jihad is a broad-based concept. It is a broad-based human struggle. It can be a religious struggle. It can be a moral struggle. It can be a spiritual struggle. It can be an educational struggle. It can be a struggle for charity, for the better of mankind, for the better of being, for the better of good, for the better to upgrade the oppressed people, to protect them from any kind of violence. So this is a broad-based concept, and educationally, the reasoning is ijtihad, intellectual effort. So this concept given in Holy Quran, this is a broad-based concept, and it is not confined to the act of lawful warfare. Now, I am coming to the kinds of jihad. There are 5 dimensions of the concept of jihad. One is spiritual dimension. We are confused, and we have confined, and we have made the concept of jihad very narrow. Lawful war is a single one dimension of the broader concept of jihad. In the same way as ibadah, when we hear the word ibadah, we consider an act of prayer or fasting. But no, ibadah is a comprehensive concept. Any act of modesty, any act of purity, any act of humbleness, any act of renunciation, any act of charity, any act of piety, any act of humility, any act which is in the betterment for the people, for the sake of Allah, is known as ibadah. In the same way, jihad has 5 dimensions. One is the spiritual dimension. Second is academic dimension. Third is social dimension. Fourth is political dimension. And 5th is defensive dimension. Why we are neglecting 4 basic dimensions of the concept of jihad, and we are emphasizing just on a single dimension? By spiritual dimension, Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated, jihad means, he said, al-mujahidu man jahada bi nafsihi, a man fights against his lower self to control wrong, negative wishes, propensities, and to develop his morality, to develop his spirituality, to develop his humanity, to develop the spiritual condition, the spiritual state of his life. So this tazkiyah, self-purification, this mujahada, which the Sufiya, the awliya have been doing throughout the history of Islam, this is known as the biggest jihad of Islam. Remember, it is narrated in Sahih Hadith, related by Imam Tirmidhi. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, he was asked, who is Mujahid, Ya Rasulullah? Holy Prophet said, Al-Mujahidu man jahada bi nafsih. Mujahid is the one who fights against his lower self and who tries to protect his human and spiritual and moral and ethical qualities in his life. Through process of self-purification, Holy Prophet was coming back from a lawful war along with his companions, and he said at that time to his companions, addressed them, and he said, Rajana min al-jihad al-asghar ila al-jihad al-akbar. Faqalu mal jihad al-akbar ya Rasulullah? Qala jihad al-nafs. Holy Prophet said, we are coming back from smaller jihad and we are returning towards a greater jihad, bigger jihad. Companions asked, Ya Rasulullah, which one is the bigger and greater jihad? He said, to fight the wrong wishes and desires of your lower self and to improve your spirituality and morality in a way that your life becomes beneficial for the whole of mankind. This is the greater jihad. In the same way, second dimension is educational, academic, jihad bil ilm, to spread the knowledge and to fight against ignorance and to fight against illiteracy and to spread the knowledge and to work for knowledge, establishing the universities, colleges, schools, and provide ilm to every single person of society. This struggle is known as al-jihad bil ilm. The third is jihad bil mal, any act of charity in order to alleviate the poverty. You spend your money, your wealth, your property, your earning to resolve the deadlock of the poor people, to help the orphans of the society, to help the poor of the society, to help the depressed classes of the society. So these kinds of acts of charity, according to Islam, is known as jihad bil mal. And the last dimension, and again the political dimension of jihad is, Holy Prophet said, Afdalul jihad, kalimatu haqqin in the Sultan and Jahilin. The best jihad is if you say a truthful word in front of a corrupt ruler, in front of a cruel ruler, in front of a dictator. If you stand up, this is a political reformation, and you say the truthful words, it means you are committing a jihad. So jihad is a peaceful political process. Jihad is a peaceful educational process of advancement. Jihad is a peaceful process of charity, is a peaceful process of social reform, and is a peaceful process of spiritual uplifting. And the last dimension is the defensive dimension. And defensive dimension means that if you are attacked, somebody attacks on you, so you are allowed, according to the UNO Charter, according to international laws of the present world, according to the laws of human rights, every single nation, member of UNO, has a right of self-defense. If your faith is attacked, if your land is attacked, if your life is under attack, you can stand up, but not you. State, this is responsibility of the state, responsibility of the government, responsibility of the political authority to stand up and fight in your self-defense, to defend your land, to defend your faith, to defend your country, to defend your people. So jihad bil qital is only reserved for defensive war, and that is lawful war as it is the Charter of the United Nations.